Yes.
Anymore I'm not, because I'm like, it's stupid.
You're gonna go in the video. Let's go check out upstairs. Private little Netflix room. This is the bedroom. And then, look at this. Look at that. Oh, this is what I came for. Outdoor shower with a bathtub. This is the dream, boys and girls. So we are in Uluwatu for the weekend. Here we go.
So nice.
Look at that. So you want to move to Bali and you have no idea what to expect. Well, I've lived here for over 6 months and I left Bali, I traveled the world, and then I moved to Australia and I came back. I'm back for 2 weeks and I thought, wow, I was reminiscing so hard. So I thought, I need to film this video. I need to tell the world and be so brutally honest about what it is like to live in Bali as a digital nomad. That is like the top of everyone's mind. Everyone knows I want to be nomadic, I want to travel, I want to quit my job and live my best life. Where do I go? And Bali is the first choice. I'm going to talk about every little thing that I've experienced during my 6 months here and whether or not it's suitable for you. Specifically as a female, that will be the perspective that I'm sharing it from. Really from like a safety side, an accessibility side, but like, you know, just like hair and beauty and all of those resources and what it is like to be here in Bali. I'm gonna jump right into it. And you know what, guys? Look, this is how awesome it is to be in Bali. I'm literally filming on the ground of our outdoor shower because that is my dream. I've always wanted an outdoor shower like this, and I can because in Bali, things are so affordable. So I want to cover a few things today. The first thing is it safe? I think one of the biggest things, my parents were so concerned about my safety, and actually, I can honestly say that Bali is very, very safe. There's almost no crime. Like, I would say there's no crime, and if there ever is, it is probably from a traveler or an expat, but very unlikely from a local. And really, that is because of their religion. I believe that most people here are Hindu. It is really in their religion for them to be respectful. So no one really steals, no one really fights. You don't ever see that. And even on the roads, when people are cruising about on all their scooters and motorcycles, people don't actually fight, and there's no one like honking at each other. There's no road rage. If they're honking, it is to let you know that there is a bike beside you. So from a safety perspective, it's totally safe. I will say though, do buy travel insurance because even though it is safe from a people perspective, you could get into motorbike accidents, you could trip. I got bit by a dog and I had to go get a rabies vaccination and that cost me $4,000. So luckily I had bought travel insurance and that covered me. And a really good one would be Safety Wings. It's super cheap and they cover Indonesia, so that's really good. And I've been living in Changu, which is the heart of all digital nomads. That is like the scene that everyone lives in. Honestly, it's great. Living in Changu, everything is accessible. It's not particularly expensive, and that's where most other people will be hanging out. So if you are here to meet other digital nomads, I would definitely recommend for you to live in Changu. In terms of accessibility and traveling around Bali, it's so easy. Get a motorbike and you can get anywhere. I personally don't drive. Well, I mean, I drive, but not in Bali. And that's just because the roads are very different here. I think if you've ever been to Vietnam, it's kind of like that. It's just hectic and it's busy and there are so many things happening. All these intersections, all these bikes are trying to go in all different directions. So that really stresses me out. Plus, I'm very petite, so most scooters don't fit me. So if you are like me and you are not very comfortable getting around on a scooter, that is 100% okay. There is a service here that is essentially like Uber and it's called Gojek. and you can order a Gojek and somebody can come pick you up on a scooter or someone can come pick you up in a car, and it is literally like $1 to $2 for a ride. So it's extremely affordable and very convenient. That's not a problem in terms of accessibility and getting around. Cost-wise, there is such a range in prices, so it really depends on what lifestyle you want to live. For example, we like to keep up our standard of living here, so we definitely do go out to some of the nicer, more Western restaurants. So in terms of cost, it might be similar to what you were paying back at home if you're always trying to be eating like good food and like brunch style food. However, it is still significantly cheaper. For example, a coffee is probably $2 to $3 Australian, and if you're in Australia, you know, it starts at about $4 to $5. Croissants, $2 in Australia, that's $5. So price-wise, most things are actually cheaper. The things that are expensive are imported goods. For example, cheese is quite expensive, yogurt is quite expensive, a tub of Philadelphia cream cheese is $20. And when I'm saying dollars here, I'm talking about Australian dollars, and that's just the way it is here. Smoked salmon, really expensive. So some of the goods here are expensive, but you got your fruits and your eggs, those things are quite normal. Bread's very, very cheap. And depending on where you want to go, we can eat at like 5-star restaurants for way cheaper than what we would pay back at home. And that is really what it's like when you live in Bali. For example, the place that we have rented out for the weekend in Uluwatu, that is $300 a night, and it is this insane villa. And you wouldn't be able to afford something like this back in a first world country like or in Australia or the States, because it's just would cost so much more. However, here in Bali, things are very affordable, so you'd be able to afford something like that. Oh, let's talk about healthcare here. Healthcare isn't the best. There are a few Western hospitals that you can get treated at, but they might not be like the closest. So there are a lot of 24/7 emergency care like Balinese hospitals, but I would definitely say they're not on par with the type of healthcare that you would be getting in a first world country. Obviously, if something happens, like in my head, I would always just say if something horrible happens, I would just fly back to Australia and get treated there, because I just wouldn't want to be caught here. I've had friends that have been in the same situation and they would fly back home to get treated. So that's one thing here that isn't like the best in the world, is definitely their healthcare. However, ladies, you can get birth control over the counter for free. You don't need a prescription and you can get birth control. So I definitely take advantage of that and I come and get my medicine here. Yeah, like you wouldn't really know these things until you live here. Oh, look, I just got my nails done like earlier today, and getting gel nails and toenails done, mani and pedi, that cost me 25 Australian dollars. And that's because a lot of the services here, like the beauty services, are so affordable. And the place that I went to is called Colors Nails. It is in Changu, and every Friday they do 50% promos. So it was so cheap. But even then, like it would be like what, $40 to $50 for both. That's pretty much on par with, I believe, Australian prices. But they always have different promotions on different days, so it is so cheap. Like, can you see this like little, I did this to match my like brand babe branding. So those are very affordable. We literally get massages every day. Massages, pedicures, manicures, foot massages, all of those types of treatments are so cheap. So you can really pamper yourself every single day, and it's affordable. Back in Australia, I pay about $100 for a massage. Here, I pay $20 for a massage. Even when you go to some of the top rated ones, it's very affordable. What else? If you are here as a digital nomad, there are so many nomads here. So if you're a solo traveler, do not be afraid. You will never be alone. Every single week, there are different networking events and different expat events. And a lot of these are actually held by the co-working spaces. So if you're a nomad, you're gonna meet a lot of other people that are in the same position as you. So many entrepreneurs are here. So there's a lot of like-minded people. And genuinely, if you just go to the gym and you start talking to someone, or you go to a cafe, you'll see people working on their laptops. So you know there's a lot of people that are like very high level people that are here. And that's one of the things that I love most about Bali, that I was missing in while I was living in Australia, is just how easy it is to meet people and like make friends with people that are in entrepreneurship and that have the same type of lifestyle as you. So many people that I meet here have the same lifestyle as me. So it's really easy to relate and they really understand the problems and it's easy to connect with these people. Back in Robina, a lot of people just kind of live there and it's very hard for them to relate to the types of problems that I have. But here, they totally get it. They totally get what it's like to live out of a suitcase. They get what it's like when you're like, oh man, my flight got delayed. Oh, there's Corona, we can't fly anymore. Like all those problems people understand. Honestly, you'll never have a lack of activity. Like I said, there are networking events all the time. I'm running 2 workshops, 1 every single week, right? So there's so many opportunities for you to grow and meet other people as well as participate in events. Ladies, every single week there is meetup groups at lunchtime, I believe at Mocha, for you to meet other girls in business. It's so incredible. There are so many Facebook groups specifically for expats. There's like a Changu Nomad girls group. There are Digital Nomads Bali groups. So you're never alone. There's always people providing support and help. It is such a strong community and I absolutely love that. And then freedom. This is the biggest thing that I've discovered about being here in Bali is I have never been more free in my life. There are no work days and off days. It's an incredible like blurred lines environment here. And it's really good if you know how to manage yourself because you can work in the morning, take a break, go to your dance classes, do some more work, and then go out and meet friends and watch sunset. Like you can do all of those things, but a lot of people fail because they don't know how to manage that. But there's so much freedom for you. Anything, you want ecstatic dance, you want yoga, sunset yoga, sound healing, like you have all of those things here in Bali. The environment here is so welcoming. No matter what your interests are, no matter what type of personality you are, like there is something here for you. I've really truly missed living here in Bali and being back, it's reminded me of all the things that I loved so much about it. So I know if you come, you are not making a mistake. I promise you, Bali is so welcoming. The people here, the Balinese people are the friendliest people I've ever met. They will go out of your way to help you and it's very safe, it's very fun, it's very welcoming. If you have been thinking about moving to Bali as a nomad, definitely you should. Whatever your budget is, there is something for you here. You can get places as cheap as $10 a night, $40 a night, $100 a night. No matter your budget, no matter what your lifestyle is right now, there is a place for you here. And oh my God, I really need to wrap up this video because the sun is setting and my computer is gonna die. Last thing I'm gonna say is Bali is incredible. I love it. 6 months ago, honestly, I was saying how it wasn't for me, and I can really look back now and see like my mindset was totally in the wrong place and have gone on both opposite spectrums of just working and not playing. I believe Bali is like a really good balance of letting you work hard and also play hard, but it is up to you to regulate that. I will be doing a few more videos to go more in depth into this because all I wanted to do was just talk about it at a very high level and I can't go in depth because my computer is gonna die. However, please subscribe and leave a comment below if there's something specific to Canggu or Bali that I can help with. I'm a massive foodie, so I can share with you all the best food locations. I even was doing a bit of like Bali food babe on my YouTube earlier because I'm extremely into food. There are so many good things about Bali and I believe you will learn so much about yourself being here. Oh my God, that's the last thing I want to include is you will learn so much about yourself by being here in Bali. Bali is gonna push you to the limit in terms of how much stress you can handle, how much heat you can handle, how far you can party before you burn out and how hard you can work before you burn out, and really helping you play with your own limits and testing your own limits and setting boundaries. You really will learn how to set boundaries here because if you're here to work, you have to work hard to like make sure you stay focused and work because there are so many fun distractions and so many people. So that was something I learned about myself was after leaving and coming back, I now am very good at regulating myself and for business. So I'll definitely share a video about how to regulate that. There'll be a period where you work way too much and have way too much fun, and you kind of cycle through those. Okay, the computer's gonna die now, guys, and the sun is almost gone. So that is it for today's video. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.
I love you like la la.